Hey guys, Tuesday. On Tuesday at around 3:02 p.m., the Baltimore Ravens, my Baltimore Ravens, they put out a tweet stating that they would be placing the non-exclusive franchise tag on my quarterback, Lamar Jackson. But check something out real quick. I thought this was kind of odd and interesting. Wonder what you guys think. At 3:16, 14 minutes after the Ravens made that announcement, an ESPN reporter tweets out that the Atlanta Falcons will not be pursuing QB Lamar Jackson per sources. At 3:35, an NFL insider reports, if you are wondering if the Raiders will be involved in Lamar Jackson, the answer is very unlikely. At 4:30, the Panthers are not expected to be in the Jackson market, per league sources. 4:49, Washington is a team that on paper makes sense, just like the Falcons, but based on what I'm hearing, the Commanders are not likely to pursue Jackson, another league source. Hold on, I got one more. 5:22, the Dolphins will not be pursuing Lamar Jackson or any other starting QBs this offseason. Multiple team sources tell me. As one source said, Mike fully believes Tua is the perfect fit for his system. I don't want to be the one to say it. I don't want to be the one to say that this kind of seems weird, and that was quick. I mean, that was really quick. Some of those, if these reports are true, I'm like, you sure you just made this decision today? And didn't make this decision days ago, weeks ago, months ago? Didn't have any conversations with the Ravens or anybody behind closed doors? I just think that it's just very ironic that it was that quick. And I don't believe, by the way, I don't really believe it. I don't really believe that there are no teams out there that are interested in Lamar Jackson. I don't believe that for a second. Maybe not interested in giving him a fully guaranteed contract, but I just thought this was kind of interesting. How about you? I'm curious. Like I said, I don't want to be the one to put it out there. I don't want to accuse anybody of anything. It just seems weird, and that seemed like some quick turnaround. I don't know if I've seen that type of turnaround time in pro sports before. With executives, with management, but maybe I'm wrong. But don't let me be the one to put that out there. You guys tell me what you think, because I'm very curious. And I also want to just say this real quick. I want to say this too. It's interesting to me that when Stephen A got on First Take, it might have been a couple of weeks ago, when he got on there, and this is really the biggest name on ESPN, highest paid on ESPN, I believe. First Take, number one on ESPN, high ratings and everything. I know Stephen A is more of a basketball guy when it comes to his reporting and his commentary, but I do think it's interesting that a lot of people in the mainstream media seem to be skating over what he said on his show just about a week or 2 weeks ago, when he said that Lamar Jackson's team reached out to me directly and told me that these reports are false, okay? They told me that not only was Lamar Jackson only offered about $133 million guaranteed, but I believe Stephen A said that. But not only that, let's just be clear. Lamar Jackson and his team, we have never asked the Baltimore Ravens for a fully guaranteed contract. That has not been our asking price. A fully guaranteed, no, that's not true. Now, I understand that when Stephen A mentioned that, he said he didn't want to really offend anybody. He didn't want to disrespect the reports of his colleagues. But this is what Lamar's team is telling me. Other people saying they heard otherwise, but I'm just telling you, This is what they're telling me. I just think it's interesting that when you're hearing some of the people in the mainstream media that have been covering this situation, they just kind of seem to skate over that. And a lot of them are speaking as if they know for a guaranteed fact that Lamar Jackson and his mother and his management and his attorneys, his advisors, whoever, are indeed asking for a fully guaranteed deal. I think it's just interesting that that continues to be the narrative. But you had, like I said, you have a big name on ESPN like a Stephen A. Smith, who does have a pretty good bit of credibility, right, in the sports world. I understand that he's opinionated. I do not always agree with him or the way that he approaches his show or some of his takes. But I just think it's interesting that people are just kind of like skating past what he said on his show. And that, you have a lot of people in the media that are talking as if they know for a fact, like they're sitting next to Lamar right now, talking to him, and Lamar is relaying it to them to relay to everybody else that he does want a fully guaranteed deal, wants a deal that's greater than Deshaun Watson's $230 million guaranteed deal with the Browns. I think that's interesting. Would love to hear you all's feedback. But I do, I did not believe for 1 second that there are, that list of teams that is named teams that are in need from a quarterback's perspective. I did not really believe that they have no interest in Lamar Jackson. I don't really believe it, but I think it's interesting that those reports came out so quickly. From 3:02 p.m. on Tuesday to 3:16 p.m. to, I think I said 3:35 p.m. to 4:30 to 4:49 to 5:22. That's some quick turnaround time. It's impressive, but kind of weird. What do you guys think?